I'm thinking back to all like the stupid crap I put on my face over the years to try to heal my acne based on what people told me. There's gonna be a lot of these. I see some angry emojis here too. That's how I feel on the inside when I hear this. Oh my gosh. I needed a minute there. Am I allowed to say this on here? It's time to get loud. Welcome back to LoudTalk with Lavi, a podcast where we break down the walls of beauty standards one flaw at a time. Wow, I cannot believe I just said that. Well, welcome to the first episode of season 1 of LoudTalk with Lavi. Holy, we are doing this. I cannot believe it. I know I keep saying that, but I'm literally just like, a little bit shaky, a little bit just like, am I dreaming right now? Because we've just put in the work to get this up and going for like the past few months. So the fact that we're really just sitting here filming this, episode 1 of Loud Talk, I am so excited. So, hi, welcome. I'm waving at you guys if you're watching on YouTube. We are going to be having this podcast on YouTube with the visual version, the video version, and of course on Apple, Spotify, and all your podcast platforms for you to listen to just the audio version. But I highly recommend joining in on the YouTube version because I am filming the visual and it's really fun. We're just super chill vibes in these. It's kind of going to be different from my YouTube videos. I'm just in my room, chilling on my bed, super cozy, comfy. Got a blanket here. Got some tea. Just drinking some bubble tea right now, but I do have some actual tea too. I'm just waiting for it to cool down, but it's going to be just very, talking with a friend type vibe, and that's really what I wanted out of this, just so it's a place where I can talk to you guys more and just talk about any topic I want that week. We are going to go outside the realms of just the beauty industry or makeup, skincare, and acne and skin positivity. Of course, that's always going to be the core of my content, but this is really a platform for me to really talk about anything I want, which is where it's going to kind of differ from my regular content on YouTube and TikTok. So with that being said, if you don't know who I am and you're joining in on the podcast, I am Lavinia Rusanda. I am a content creator. I have been on YouTube since I was 13 years old back in 2014. Wow, it's been a minute. I've been doing YouTube for a long time. I feel like I'll always be a YouTuber at heart. And I recently have been doing TikTok for like a year and a half, I want to say, and that's been so much fun. That's currently now my biggest platform, but I do posts on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. My content is very beauty focused in the makeup and skincare space and very targeted towards skin positivity, acne positivity, and really just making you feel confident and teaching all of you how to really love your skin and grow that self-confidence. So I love to do that. That's usually what I do on my platforms. But with this podcast, it's not going to stop there. I really just want to have fun with this and kind of just post whatever content I want on here. It's really just going to be my safe place as well as your safe place to just come chat and hang out. And I hope that that is what this podcast turns out to be. Oh, I have so much to say, but I need to get my thoughts collected. I've never filmed long form content like this before, but yeah, I hope you'll kind of stick around. This is episode 1, season 1 of Loud Talk. I'm so excited for what this year is going to bring. It is 2023, and there's just so many new things coming, this podcast being one of them, and I hope you'll stick around for the journey. And if you are on YouTube, please comment down below what topics you want me to cover in these. I would love this to be super interactive as well with you guys, so you really feel like you're part of the podcast as well. So please leave me your suggestions and we can make this a really good time on here. So yeah, let's kind of get started. I decided that I want to start off every podcast with something I loved about my skin this week and something that maybe I didn't love so much and how I turned it around into a positive situation. And the reason I wanted to start with this is because on my TikTok page at the end of every video, if you watch me on TikTok, you probably already know, but I do always say that I want you guys to tell me in the comments something you love about your skin that day, or I remind you to just tell yourself in the mirror something you love about your skin that day. So I thought in this podcast I would do that as well and give you guys something I've been loving about my skin, as well as something maybe I didn't like so much, to show that not every day is a good day. You're going to have bad days, but it's how you come around and kind of turn that bad situation into a good situation that matters. So that's what we're going to be doing. So I'm going to start every podcast like that. I think my tea's cooled down, so I can grab it now. It's just some nettle tea. I've been using this a lot on my hormonal acne, which if you don't know, I have hormonal and cystic acne. I am currently right now trying to solve my hormonal imbalance using things like different teas and supplements, and that all has been a huge help. I've talked a lot more about it on my YouTube channel as well as on my TikTok, but we can get into that in a different podcast. But let's start off with what I loved about my skin and what I didn't love so much this week. So first off, what I loved about my skin is how fast it's actually been healing lately. This has been a stressful time, and I'm sure you guys can relate to, the holidays are super stressful in general, but I just feel like I have so much going on right now between, a full 9-to-5 job and then doing content creation full time, trying to get this podcast started up, as well as starting my own brand right now. There's just a lot going on, and on top of that, I was in a course, and I just had my final actually this morning, so we're all done with that, but it was definitely like a stressful week leading up to that, and usually when I'm stressed, I do tend to break out, but I found with the help of like pimple patches and some of my favorite products, I was actually healing down my skin really fast. So I was really happy with those results, and I feel like my skin is just battling through it right now, and it's doing so good, and it's really reacting well to the different supplements I've been taking and the different things I've been using to balance out my hormones, like nettle tea. I feel like my skin is really reacting from that, and in a good way. It's kind of showing the positive healing, so I'm very happy about that. And let's get to something I really didn't love so much about my skin. My eyes got so puffy last Tuesday, I want to say. This has happened to me before in the winter. It'll get super cold outside, and my eyes will puff up overnight, especially when I'm not getting much sleep. And it only happens a few times a year, but when it happens, they puff up. I can feel it right away when I wake up, because I open my eyes and I feel like my eyes aren't even open. You know what I mean? And it's just because they're so puffy, but then the puffiness goes down in a day. But because I feel like all that hydration got pushed into my eyes, I'm going to explain this, but hopefully it makes sense to some of you. I feel like all the hydration in my face got drawn to my eyes to puff up like that. So when the swelling goes down, my skin is so dry, and especially around my eye area, it's just so incredibly dry. So I couldn't even wear any makeup this week. Around my eyes today, they're fine. So we did a full glam, and I knew I had to do a full beat for the first episode. Of course, we had to get dolled up, but I'm very happy I can kind of play around with makeup again, because I love doing makeup, especially eye makeup. And I just feel like with my eyes swelling up, it was not a pretty look. Not only were they swelled up and I couldn't really do eyeshadow or anything or eyeliner, but they were also really dry, so the makeup just didn't sit nicely on them. But that happened. Didn't love that so much, but we turned around and I just said, you know what? I'm just going to go makeup free for for 3-4 days here, and then it will all be good in the end and I won't have to worry about it. So it happens, and that's a-okay. So there is that. I'm going to start off every podcast episode with that. When I have guests, I'm going to ask them the same thing. And I encourage you guys to let me know down below in the comments, what's something you loved about your skin this week? What's something you didn't love so much? And how did you turn that situation around into a positive one? Because you guys have to remember that if there is something in life that you cannot change, that you have no power in changing, what you can do is change your attitude about it. So I say that a lot when it comes to skin, and a lot of people ask me how I'm confident in my skin, confident in my acne. I can't change my acne overnight. I can't. There's many things in life that you have control over, but your skin might not be something you can control right away. What you do have control over is the attitude you have towards it, and frankly, you can never hate your skin into healing. You can love your skin into healing, and that's what I choose to do every day, and I hope that these words encourage you to do the same. All right, so let's move on to the main topic of this podcast. Today, we are going to be talking about different things. Well, let's just say unsolicited advice. And I feel like if you've ever struggled with your skin, or even if you're just a beauty guru, or someone a beauty lover, you're a skincare lover, a makeup lover, you have probably come across people who have given you unsolicited advice. And it can be quite frustrating, especially when you have acne. Oh my gosh, the stories I have for you that we can talk about today. There are so many, and I feel like I've gotten so many like pieces of advice over the years that are, one, some of them are super absurd and super far-fetched. Two, some of them are super unnecessary, and it's just insane how many people think that they know your whole life story based on like what your skin looks like, and then they just dump all this advice that is probably useless onto you. And I know a lot of people don't mean bad, they don't mean harm, they're just trying to help out, but in the end it's not really helpful. And that's why I say a lot of the times on my platforms, don't give advice unless it's really asked for. When I ask you guys for what products you recommend, or over in my Discord channel, it's different than someone stopping me on the street. And speaking of someone stopping me on the street, I'm going to start this off with my own story before we get into all of yours and all the unsolicited advice that you guys submitted for me to go over. So this actually happened last week, which is perfect timing for this podcast. But oh my gosh, okay. So I was walking to Tim Hortons with my friend. Well, we were leaving Tim Hortons actually. And we had just grabbed breakfast, and this lady stopped us on the sidewalk, and she was like, "You girls look really nice." Like, just kind of hyping us up. And I was like, "Oh, thank you. Thank you. We were just kind of feeling our outfits, we just grabbed breakfast. So it was super sweet of her to say. And then, we said thank you and kept walking, going about our way. And she stopped me again, and then she pointed out like my skin because I wasn't wearing any makeup, and she goes, "There's this one cream you should try." And at that point I kind of checked out. I didn't even hear the cream she was talking about, but she was like, "There's this one cream you should try that might really help your skin actually." And I just said like, "Okay, thank you." And she was like, "Yeah, because like, if you just like dealt with that, like, and I was like, "Okay, thank you." And I just decided to walk away. And what was really interesting was how eye-opening this experience was for my friend, which, mind you, she has like perfect glass skin, never has really dealt with acne, at least like to the extent that I have, So I turned to her, and she's kind of like, "What just happened?" I'm like, "Oh, the lady was just pointing out my skin." And my friend asked me, are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And her jaw dropped to the ground, and she was just like, "Wow, like I didn't realize people did that." She's like, "Does that happen a lot?" I said, "Yeah, it happens all the time actually. People always point out my acne in public. It's nothing new. I've been stopped many times on the street by many different people, many different strangers, older, younger, women, men, whatever it is, pointing out my skin and trying to solve all my life problems by telling me about this magic cream or magic cleanser that they've come across, or how I should just, eat this or try this, or, as if I've not tried it all." But yeah, she was like, "Did that not, like, are you okay? Did that bother you?" And I was like, "Honestly, it happens so much that I don't really care." And it was interesting to see someone who hasn't dealt with that kind of observe that, because I'm just so used to it. And maybe I shouldn't be used to it, because it's kind of weird, to kind of stop someone on the street and give them advice like that. But what I realized from that experience is I was really happy that I didn't let it bother me. And I think that shows where I've kind of come a long way in terms of self-confidence and learning to be comfortable and learning to love my own skin, because I think something like that would have really bothered me a few years ago. And I would have been thinking about it the rest of the day, because I would have been in this headspace where all that would be on my mind would be like, "Oh, well, see, everyone notices my acne. It's not just me, You convince yourself that it is just you, but then you go in public and these people are pointing out your skin. So it's like, obviously people see it." I think that's the headspace I would have been at a few years ago. But now I really just kind of went about my day and didn't really care about it. I talk about it because I bring awareness to it. But I didn't let it bother me or kind of ruin my day, because frankly, the lady who said that to me probably didn't think about me for maybe she thought about me for like 30 seconds after. I'm sure 5 minutes later, she already forgot about it and went about her day just as normal. So why should I let that same interaction bother me for more than 5 minutes? It happened. I dealt acknowledged how I felt. Wasn't a great feeling, but I didn't let it bother me. And why should I let something ruin my day when that person just went on with their life after the interaction, you know? I treated it the same. What happened happened. And I think just having that realization and kind of realizing that other people do not care that much, even if they do point out your skin, it's not going to bother them the rest of the day. So why should it bother you? And I kind of want to preface that before we get into some of this unsolicited advice, because I do think it is very important that we kind of have that mindset first and realize that a lot of people, you know, are good-hearted maybe when they give this advice, but they're probably not too concerned after they give it, and you shouldn't let it bother you. So we're going to get into this. I asked you guys over on Instagram what unsolicited advice you have gotten, and we have so many responses. I'm going to put them up on my computer here because I got so many responses. I could not believe. I guess I'm not the only one who's gotten a lot of unsolicited advice from people. You guys got a lot too. And I'm going to read all of these, but we're going to also get into, you know, with each one, I'm going to kind of give you guys my 2 cents on how to properly respond, because it can be really easy to get heated up and react to some of this stuff. But based on my experience, I'm going to give you, you know, some coping mechanisms and ways to kind of respond to unsolicited advice in a way that you can educate people rather than, you know, let their advice bother you. So let's get into this. I'm just pulling up all of the questions. Okay, so the first one, someone said that they had like acne all over their face, and people were telling them that the acne products are the cause of their acne. Oh, I've gotten this one so many times. Just stop using skincare. Don't put so many products on your face. Yes, you can maybe break out from a product, but not to the extent of like cystic acne, because that stuff comes from within and it's underneath the skin. A topical product is not really going to cause that, unfortunately. So honestly, in that case, I would just hit them with education. You know, if you do struggle with like cystic or nodular acne that's a little more underneath the skin, I would just be like, these products don't break me out. And if they did, it would cause surface acne, not really, you know, that deeper acne. So yeah. Next, use harsh oils on their acne. And they got this from people who rarely get pimples and blackheads. This is the story of my life. Why is it always the people who literally have flawless skin that are recommending to you how to get rid of your acne? And I get it if it's someone who's really like gone through it and they themselves have cleared their skin, but I know some people in my life who have never broken out, and they're over here telling me, well, I just wash my face once a day. And it's like, yeah, but like genetically you don't have acne, you know? So it's just very interesting. And the harsh oils, oh my gosh, I don't even know what to say to that, because it's just like so ridiculous, because so many people recommend essential oils to me, and I'm like, do you know the damage that this would cause to the skin? You should not be putting that right on your face, and it just drives me crazy. And the same person said, use coconut oil, use jojoba oil, it's the best. You should try X skincare. I haven't, but you should. Oh my gosh. Okay, first of all, coconut oil, please do not put coconut oil on your acne prone skin. It is so pore clogging. It is crazy. Jojoba oil, I do actually stand behind and I do really like, but it's definitely not a miracle worker, and it will not cure hormonal or cystic acne. And then also, like, of course they're recommending skincare that they've never tried, and they're just like, but you should try it because I saw it in an ad and I saw that it cleared this person's skin. It's like, did it? Or was it Photoshop that cleared the skin, you know? And then any advice from someone who hasn't experienced hormonal acne is generally negative, to be honest. Of course it is, because it's just a whole nother beast, you know? Like, we're a community here. We help each other out. And in my Discord channel, I always see people bouncing ideas back and forth, and I myself give some advice on there, which I love to see you guys kind of going back and forth about products in there. But it's definitely way different from someone who's never experienced hormonal acne, because it's just so different to deal with than like regular, you know, whiteheads and blackheads that kind of come and go more naturally. Oh, this next one is such a common one. People telling them to just wash their face because apparently they have dirty skin. Don't even get me started. Maybe I need to like make sure I don't get heated in this video, you know, like do some meditation or something, because this is something that I get so often, and it's like, I honestly, when I get this type of comment, I just look at the person and I kind of just look at them like this. If you're watching the YouTube version, you'll see my face for now. I just like stare at them a little and just like let them think about what they just like said, because it's not about like how much you wash your face. And the ironic part is most of us out here with acne probably take care of our skin way more than someone who's never broken on their life. It's not about washing your face. It can help. You should be removing your makeup at the end of the night. That can definitely lead to some breakouts, but definitely not hormonal ones. Someone said that people tell them that it will never go away. This is a hard one too, because it might not. There's definitely ways that, you know, I think there's going to be a solution for everyone, but it might just take a really long time. Like, hey, look at me. I've been dealing with this for 8 years, and there's been so many fluctuations. I've cleared my skin a million times. I've gotten the acne back a million times. There's just been so many things that change, especially as I'm growing and my hormones are changing and stuff. But yeah, no, that's definitely tough. We have another washing your face. There's going to be a lot of these. I see some angry emojis here too. That's how I feel on the inside when I hear this. But to that, honestly, just hit them with education, you know? Or you could just say, yeah, I wash my face every day. I actually use a really great cleanser. It's just my acne's hormonal, or this is the reason. It's not going to solve everything. It's not a miracle worker, you know? Ooh, what's next? My dad used to tell me to stop eating peanut butter. Completely forgot about this, LOL. Can we just talk about how many times people say, stop, just stop eating this? Like, on my TikTok, people will tell me, stop eating animal products, which for some people that works. But then I have some people, when I try like a vegetarian meal, they're like, well, no, you have to eat animal products. The reason you're breaking out is because you're not. So it's like so back and forth. And of course, there's certain things that maybe can trigger one's acne more in some people than others. It's not going to be consistent for everyone. I know for me, dairy products can really trigger my acne, whereas the next person beside me, they could have no issue. So it's very personal. But it's definitely just funny when people think it's like a one-stop shop type thing, where if they just do this one thing, it will fix all their issues. More washing their face, classic. Someone said, wear less makeup / stop wearing makeup. This is probably one of the most annoying unsolicited advice comments I get from people, because I love makeup and there will never be a day where I don't love makeup. And I've never seen like a direct correlation between me wearing makeup and not wearing makeup, because during COVID I didn't wear like an ounce of makeup because I was working from home. I was doing school from home. The only time I'd wear makeup was to film, but I was barely filming then because I wasn't on TikTok and I just did YouTube, which I did like once a week. Or no, I did it like 3 times a week. But I would literally put on makeup just to film and then I'd wash it off. So I wasn't wearing makeup very regularly at all. You know, barely wore any at home during quarantine. And I didn't notice a big difference in my skin. It was still breaking out the same. And in fact, I find when I don't wear makeup for a long time, I break out more because I'm more likely to touch my face. And there's no kind of shield between you and the environment because there's so many stressors out in the environment. So wearing makeup can actually be good as long as you're, you know, using products that aren't going to clog your pores too much, not expired, and just making sure that you're actually washing them off well at the end of the night, using a double cleansing method like a cleansing oil or a cleansing balm, and then going in with your water-based cleanser. But yeah, wearing makeup is not going to be the cause of your hormonal or cystic acne, for sure. Again, do you see how I'm just like responding to all of this with like education for people? This is definitely the best response, I think, for all of these. Stay calm. You know, understand that they don't understand, you know, like not everyone's going to put themselves in your shoes to kind of, before they start talking, they're just going to say their advice, and it's just how you handle it and how you take their advice. It's not their job to educate themselves. Well, they should, but it's not, a lot of people aren't going to do that. And it's also not their jobs to control how you feel. It's your job to take whatever they say, because you can't control what people tell you. As much as I wish I could sit here and say people should never give unsolicited advice, you know, these people are wrong for doing that. Yeah, I can say that all day, but at the end of the day, people are going to say what they want to you. They have every right to. It's just how you take it and how you handle it that's important. So I would really just recommend learning how to kind of cope with that and kind of preparing yourself that if someone does say something, you kind of have a response right there and can kind of utilize that and come back and just show them that this is actually what it is. And or you can just say, yeah, I've tried that, it just hasn't worked for me, I guess my skin is different. Change the topic, you know? Oh, we have a comment from a dentist. My dentist said, what's wrong with your face? Oh my gosh, this one hits home. I've gotten this quite a few times, and it's just like, what do you mean what's wrong with my face? I have acne. Like, I know I have it, you know? And that's the funny thing when people point it out, as if you don't know, as if you don't have a mirror at home. And then apparently their dentist also suggested all the pills that they can take for their acne. I think this is just so dangerous, and it kind of reminds me of an experience I had the doctor once, which we can get into in maybe a different episode, but it's definitely tough hearing this, and it's as if people think that you haven't really looked into it yourself, you know? Telling me my cystic acne is all in my diet. Yeah, no, it's not all in your diet. It can be. There's definitely things that, you know, in your diet that can affect it, but it's not all about diet. There's so many factors, and that's why it's so difficult to kind of target something that will work for you, because there's so many factors that could be influencing it. I definitely think diet has a huge part. At least for me, I've noticed my diet really affects me, especially like I've just been trying to supplement what my body is kind of missing in terms of like my hormone regulation, but there's definitely just so much other stuff that affects it too. It'll get better over time. Honestly, I don't know how I feel about this, because I've talked about it before. When I was a teenager, everyone just told me, oh, like, you'll grow out of it. You know, you're 13. Of course you have acne. Every teenager has acne. Just wait a few years till you're an adult. And look at me now. I'm 21 and I still have acne. Probably more acne than I ever had when I was a teen. So it's really interesting to hear this from people, because it's kind of like false hope in a way. And I wish people maybe didn't say that and said, like, you know what? Yeah, teens get acne from like hormonal imbalances. You could get it later on in life, but I do think there is some truth in this, in that it will get better in terms of like mentally and emotionally, because acne is not only a physical thing, it's a very emotional thing as well. And mental, it can be really, really draining and really tough on your self-confidence. So in that aspect, I do think it gets better. And I always tell you guys this too. I definitely just think it does get better, not overnight. You know, your attitude isn't going to change overnight, and it's a working progress. I don't just wake up every morning like, I love my skin so much. You know, there are certain days where I'm sitting in the mirror like, I don't like how I look. But, you know, letting that not linger and letting that be like a very short moment and then coming back from it is what's important. And we can definitely get into that a lot more, but it does get better. In terms of mental health, it does get better. You should try my dermatologist because your face looks really bad. This person should try learning how to be nicer and not say stuff like that. Jeez. Yeah, I think dermatologists are obviously great, super great resources, but telling you your face looks really bad, yeah, that's not great. I honestly, this is hard to deal with, and I would just probably tell this person, yeah, my skin is going through it right now, but I'm on my own journey to figure out what is going to work best for me. Leave it at that. Puberty doesn't exist, bro. She's so ugly. Look at that pizza face. Wow. That's harsh. I feel like this was probably said in middle school or something, and that is so terrible. Pizza face, all the names. It's just, how can people just say stuff like this about people? And acne does not make you ugly in any way, shape, or form. What makes you ugly is saying stuff like that, and I think people learn that the hard way. So if you get these type of comments, just walk away confidently. And you know how people always say, like, kill them with kindness? Kill them with confidence. You should try apply toothpaste. I needed a minute there, you know? I'm thinking back to all, like, the stupid crap I put on my face over the years to try to heal my acne based on what people told me. And it is comedic because, like, toothpaste, you shouldn't be putting that on your face, like, especially overnight. Like, it just dries out your pimples so much. There's so much fragrance and harsh ingredients that really shouldn't be put on your face. And it's crazy how people, they tell you to put toothpaste on your face, but all of a sudden makeup or other skincare that is meant to go on your face is a problem. Mind-blowing. Okay, let's do some rapid fire here. Put this cream, it'll cure your face. Of course it will. Just tell them, like, yeah, I've already tried it. Didn't work. Use sugar and lemon as a face exfoliator. No. The amount of times that, like, the amount of concoctions I made as a kid, like different face masks and stuff, I literally went into my kitchen and I was cooking up dishes to put on my face out here. Yeah, it just irritated the hell out of my skin. Don't put lemon straight on your face. That is acidic, and use an actual exfoliator that's meant for your skin's pH. Jeez. Put your face mask on when you go out. Oof. Literally to that, I would probably just say, why would I want to cover my face? Just have people, just shut people right up, you know? Say things where it's like, you're not being rude back, but you're just letting that person know that you're confident and that you don't care. Even if it's not true, even if you don't feel exactly confident that day, fake it till you make it, you know? And it will come with time. Don't use sunscreen or sunblock because it will clog your pores. WTF. Wow, the amount of times I was told by people to not wear sunscreen and that the sun will in fact cure my acne. The sun will not cure your acne, unfortunately, and it could actually make it worse because the sun is very damaging to your skin and it can cause a lot of scarring, hyperpigmentation, all these things, and it can kind of, you know, delay that healing process with your skin. So I would highly recommend applying sunscreen every day, especially if you deal with acne. Just find one that, you know, doesn't irritate your face. I would stick to a mineral sunscreen because that actually just sits on top of your face and won't be absorbed. Use neem paste on your face. Then I tried it and it sucks. I actually do stand by neem, but it's not going to work for everyone. So use coconut oil or olive oil. Yeah, no. Oh, we have a really nice comment in here, Lavinia. I wanted to tell you that you helped me a lot with accepting my acne. That is so nice. Thank you so much. That's literally why I do all of this. Am I allowed to say this on here? Someone said that somebody else suggested to them that they should pee on a tissue and wipe it all over their face to cure their acne. Okay, moving on. They should wash their face with dish soap. No, this is so much worse than the at-home cooking recipes as face masks. Please do not put dish soap on your face. That stuff is way too harsh. Do you see all the oil that stuff scrubs off of plates? Yeah, that's going to strip your skin completely dry. Make sure to put makeup on to cover it up. Oh. See, they tell us don't wear makeup because it causes acne, but then they tell us wear makeup to cover your acne because we don't want to look at it. What do you want, people? What do you want from us, you know? I would just say, I don't feel like covering up my skin today. Because sometimes I love a full beat, like today I have full glam on, full coverage, but some days I love letting my acne shine. And if someone tells me that I should cover up my skin, which a lot of people do, I just tell them, I like how my skin looks and I'm going to embrace my skin no matter what it's going through right now. Oh, and here we have the other way around of it. Of course you're getting acne with all that makeup on. It's like we can't win out here. It's literally like we can't win out here. Wash your hair more often so you don't get hormonal acne. Right. If my scalp is cleaner, my hormones will be regulated. Correct. We're just spitting facts out here. I love it. Tried cutting out sugar. This one I get so much. And yes, I have found some correlation, at least for myself, I can't speak for everyone, between how much sugar I eat and consume and my acne. I will say when my sweet tooth starts acting up and I indulge, I do often get some breakouts. So there can be correlation between that, but definitely not for everyone. And it's kind of hard to cut that out fully. You know, it's very easy to give advice. You know, it's very easy for someone to say, go to the gym every day. Like, just do it, or just eat like this, or just do this, or cut all sugar out. But like, if you think about it, it's hard to do that, you know? It's all about balance. It's all about balance. You can definitely maybe minimize the sugar you're eating, and that might help you, but it's definitely hard to cut it all out. What's next? Drink more water. Like, dude, you think I haven't tried? Literally, though, I literally at one point filmed a TikTok where I dumped buckets of water over my head because that's what it took to zip up some of the people telling me to just drink more water. I drink so much water. I drink probably like, I don't know, 5 or 6 of these a day. Just like, I don't know what that is, like 8-9 cups of water a day. I drink a lot of water, and it definitely helps your skin a lot because water helps your whole body, and you should be drinking a lot of water, but it won't cure your hormonal acne. It can definitely help with your skin, but yeah. My dad giving me skincare stuff with perfume in it. Ooh, this is interesting. See, like, lack of education here. I would just kind of respond to this and just say, like, thank you so much for that, but I think something without fragrance might be a better option for me. Why don't you use makeup? Because if I use makeup, then you'll tell me that the makeup is causing me to break out. Duh. If you want, I can give you the number of my beautician. No, I'm okay. I'm actually working right now to figure out what is going to work best for my skin, and I have the resources I need. Or take the number and just make them happy and go along your day. Just don't put anything on it. Oh, I get this so much. Just like, don't do anything to your skin. Just like, leave it alone. Just use water. Thing is, on a daily basis, I try to not overload my skin. I think a minimal skincare routine is the best, and I think sunscreen is so important. So of course I'm going to use a sunscreen every day. And then I'm not going to go to bed with the sunscreen on. I'm going to wash it off properly. So I'm going to use, an oil cleansing balm and a water-based cleansing balm to do a double cleanse and make sure that that sunscreen really gets off. And then I'm going to go in with a moisturizer and maybe a treatment at night. Keep it really simple. But these are things that are helping my skin and not damaging it more. Skincare overloaded can definitely have a negative effect on your skin, but using nothing doesn't necessarily mean it's going to heal your skin either. I was told that I have the most disgusting face because of acne. That person has the most disgusting attitude if they said that to you. And it's just crazy. And to this, I would maybe kind of, you know what, like with stuff like this online, I don't even respond because there's no point in me putting my energy into this. But if this was in person, I'd probably just tell that person, it's really sad that you think that way, because I'm sure that if you had a face full of acne, you wouldn't want people saying disrespectful or rude things like that to you, would you? And that's just the truth of it. Why aren't you using any product on your face? You should try this brand, XYZ. So see how we have, again, like it's similar to the makeup thing. You shouldn't put anything on your face, just leave your face alone. But why aren't you using skincare? Skincare could, solve all your problems. You should use this brand, XYZ, blah, blah, blah. So it's always like, just being pulled in every which direction because everyone wants different things from you. Oh, these are so funny to me going through these because I feel like I'm like, I feel like I've gotten all of these. Drink booze so it will go away. Now that's a new one. I have gotten don't drink anymore, which to an extent I agree with. I'll go out on the weekends with my friends and have a drink or two, but I've definitely noticed that when I do have those few drinks that I tend to break out a bit more. I've noticed correlations between my liver, and even when I take like things like Tylenol when I'm sick, I do break out a little bit. So I've noticed that, but never has anyone told me to drink more booze to make my acne go away. What do they think, that it's like gonna dry out all your skin and disinfect your insides? Like rubbing alcohol? Like what is this? Some old lady said to me that I should wash my face with a detergent bar. Oh, this is like the dish soap all over again, but now you'll smell like lavender. Yeah, you probably shouldn't do that. I'll still be friends with you, even though you have acne. And then they put, in brackets, I never mentioned my acne out loud. Like, who asked? If your friends tell you that it's a good thing that they're still friends with you if you have acne, that's such an immature thing to say. Like, your acne does not define you in any way. Like how you look, it does not define your personality, and you should be friends with someone based off how you vibe with them and because you like that person for who they are, not for what they look like. Wear a mask and cover your face whenever you go out. Just literally be like, why would I do that? No one could see all my beauty if I do that. No, I'm kidding when I say stuff like that, but literally you just gotta kill people with kindness and respond back like that, because then they're probably not gonna say something like that to you again. Or if you just show them that you are not letting it bother you, they'll probably not say stuff like that either, because you're just showing them that you're not gonna put any energy into it. I'm not sure if it was a joke or not, but it was to put acid on my face. I hope that was a joke. And I'm happy you think it was too. People in my society always judge me, saying that, oh my God, what happened to your face? Like I am untouchable. This is honestly so heartbreaking when people feel like they're untouchable, unlovable, and just unworthy because of how their face looks. And I promise you that your acne does not define that. And I'm so sorry that the people around you are making you feel that way. I would honestly have some honest conversations with them and express how you're feeling. And if they can't accept that, then find people who can. Join the Discord. There's so many supporting people there who are dealing with acne, and I'm sure will value you for you and not how your face looks. Do we have any more? Yeah, we have so many. Don't use BHA, salicylic acid. It will make your acne worse. Yes. When people try to battle like science, especially with people who like know about skincare, it's comedic to me, because salicylic acid, if you don't know, it's beta hydroxy acid, an oil soluble acid that clears out your pores. So it actually does in fact help with acne. It doesn't work for everyone, but it doesn't really make your acne worse. Oh, don't use cleanser. See, again, we have this contradiction. Use cleanser. Oh, you should try washing your face, but don't use cleanser. So it's a tough world out here trying to follow all this advice. Like, I feel like I should make a video one day where I literally just use all this advice collectively, the advice of society for my hormonal acne, and see if that collectively actually heals my hormonal acne. You know, I'll drink 10 gallons of water. I won't wash my face, but I will wash my face with the cleanser they recommend. I'll use the lemon sugar scrubs. I'll use the acids. I won't wear makeup, but I'll cover my acne. No sugar. I won't eat like anything that could affect my acne in any way. But I should be drinking alcohol. I feel like I need to write these. I'm going to start writing these down so I actually can remember, you know. It's because of your foundation. You shouldn't wear makeup. Yep, here we go again. Stop using makeup. Wash your face. Do we see the trend here and how just all of these are like so similar? Drink more water. Oh, this is interesting. Why do you still have acne? You're in your 30s. I can't at this point. Acne does not stop when you're a teenager. For some people it does, because their hormones balance out and they just don't break out as much. But for some of us, like I'm 21 and I still have acne, and that is okay because I'm still figuring stuff out with my body. Pop the pimple, it will make it go away faster. Then put lemon juice on, it works wonders. Please do not pop your pimples. And people who recommend this, yeah, just hit them with the facts. Like, just say, popping your pimples can lead to more scarring, infection, and overall just make things so much worse. So please, don't follow this person's advice, and maybe advise them to not do it themselves. When people say just drink more water, it worked for me. What water are they drinking? What magical water? What happened to your face? It's disgusting. I'm so sorry someone said this to you. The only thing disgusting here is their attitude and the fact that they would say this about you, not your face. I promise you. You would look pretty if you didn't have acne or acne scars on your face. You know, someone said to me the other day that the reason I have acne is because it wouldn't be fair if I didn't have acne, if I had clear skin. In a way, at first I was like, oh, I guess that's a compliment, but I feel like it was kind of backhanded in a way, because it's like, or when people say like, yeah, you're still pretty, it's like, or you're still beautiful even though you have acne. It's like, I don't think acne takes away from your features or your beauty, so it's kind of ridiculous when people say stuff like that, to be honest with you. You need to let your skin breathe. Your skin cannot breathe. It doesn't have lungs. Yeah. An old man said to me that my acne probably is cancer. Oh. Okay. Wow. I've never gotten that one. That's new. I'm kind of shocked by some of these, to be honest with you. You're clearly doing something wrong. Why does your acne look like that? Well, that's a great question. If I knew, I probably would have found a way to heal it. Huh? Do you wash your face? My mom and dad literally said that to me. Oh, I'm sorry. And it's tough because some people, like, if your parents just never experience acne, then it's kind of different. I would honestly just sit them down and let them know that comments like that kind of bother you. I did that with my close family and friends, and just let them know that they don't need to point out my acne, because them pointing out my acne doesn't help me in any way. I already know I have it. So if I need help, I will reach out. But other than that, I would just appreciate if the comments were kept to themselves. And that really helped. So I would definitely encourage you to kind of take that approach with the people that are close to you, because they probably mean well, but you just need to communicate what you need during that time. We have more water ones. Keep your face completely dry. The amount of people that tell me, so see, like, we have people saying use moisturizer, and then they say don't use moisturizer. People always tell me to completely dry out my acne, when really your skin needs moisture and hydration to be able to heal. So you should be using a moisturizer if you have dry skin, or even if you have oily skin, because you could still have dehydrated skin if you have oily skin. So don't dry out your face. It's not really going to help at all. Yeah, these are just, oh, this is interesting. My teacher told me she was sad for me because no boy will think I'm pretty with acne. This comment breaks my heart. I am so sorry that an adult said this to you. There's so much wrong with that. That is not true. You are so lovable. You are so worthy. And someone will see that. A lot of people will see that probably, because your acne does not take away from that. And the people who can't see past that aren't really that genuine. And I just promise you that is not true. And no one should feel bad for you, because you're still beautiful. I was told to use period blood on my acne. Wow, people are really getting creative with all these acne solutions. I've never heard of these. This is insane. Why are you not taking care of yourself properly? I get comments like this on my TikTok all the time, people being like, why are you doing this to yourself? Like, and it's as if I chose to have a hormonal imbalance and I chose to have acne. Like, just because I show positivity and I encourage that doesn't mean that I'm not also trying to heal my acne, you know? I can have acne and be happy and take care of myself. Just because I have acne doesn't mean I have to be miserable while having it. This is so interesting. Going to the dermatologist when my skin wasn't even that bad, and now it's worse because of all the chemical drugs. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. Yeah, it's hard because, like, I feel like a lot of these suggestions, like Accutane or birth control, can actually make things worse sometimes than better. So it's tough to kind of figure out what your body needs, but I would just listen to yourself and really, really do your research with this stuff and see if it'll actually, it's probably your diet. You should eat better. You should stop eating chocolate. Oh, there's so many of these. Just stop eating sweets, drink more water. Yeah, sugar can influence acne, but it's all in moderation. When someone sees me for the first time, the first thing that they do is tell me what to use. Yeah, that's annoying, because it's like, why is everyone trying to solve your problems? And acting like as if you are a problem that needs solving. That's just the worst feeling. That pimple looks nasty, just pop it. Don't pop your pimples. And the only thing nasty about someone pointing this out is the fact that they mention it. I don't understand this, because if you can't change something about yourself in 5 minutes, like, why say something to someone that they can't change immediately, you know? Like, people will point out my acne, but they won't tell me if I have something, like, in my teeth or if my flies end. You know what I mean? Like, people do that, where it's like, if I have something in my teeth, I can get that out in the next 30 seconds. Please tell me about that. But I can't clear my skin in 30 seconds, so why are you pointing that out to me? It's like, I already know what my skin looks like, you know? I just really don't get it. Someone told me to scrape that off my face in front of so many people. And someone at work told me that they were going to bring in skincare products for me. I'm so sorry that someone said this to you. You can probably just, in this type of situation, I would probably have just said, like, scraping it off won't work. It's just something my skin is going through right now, and I have a good skincare routine that is helping me figure that out. See, just calm educational responses is definitely the way to go. A fortune teller advised me to wipe the table and then my face with a rag. Do you even eat healthy? I get this comment all the time. Like, what do you eat? You should look into what you eat. Like, I feel like I eat a pretty balanced diet. I have a really bad sweet tooth, but other than that, I feel like I eat pretty good. It's just crazy. I'm getting a lot of comments in here of people being frustrated because it's like acne is not their fault. And that's definitely like the main thing. And I think that's like where the like education part comes in, because you can tell people like, I don't have acne because I choose to, you know, if I could change it tomorrow, I would. But, or just saying like, yeah, I've already tried X, whatever advice they're trying to give you, and just explain to them that there's so much more to it than just washing your face or what you eat. Like, there's so much things like stress, and it's just always, there's just so many things that affect it, and just educating people on that can really, really help. Random man told me to go to the dermatologist while I was sitting on the bus. You know, like, it's like, thanks. I haven't thought about that. You know, like, I haven't thought about trying to heal my skin or trying to find a root cause of this. I'll tell you the worst. My friend said I wouldn't even come to school if I were you. I'm sorry about that. Go to school. Like, why let your skin stop you from living your life? And this just goes to show that a lot of these people that are leaving these type of comments would not be able to handle any of it, you know? If they would not even be able to leave the house, like, they should not be making comments like that in the first place. So it's like, be confident, leave the house, and show people that you are so much more than what your skin looks like. Relatives laughed at me. My mom even regrets sunscreen and didn't want to help me with any advice. It's honestly the hardest coming like from family and friends, because it's like, is that really what you see of me? But with these type of people, I like the people close to you that are going to be in your life, I would just kind of have these conversations with them and let them know that those type of comments don't help, and that you would rather they don't say that. Try exercising. Probably it's the fats accumulating in your skin. Exercise can really help with like blood circulation and kind of helping with healing, but it's not like the main cause behind acne, you know? I won't touch your face since acne might be contagious. Acne is not contagious. And this goes back to like, I get a lot of questions actually regarding like, how do you deal with relationships or like boyfriends and girlfriends and stuff like that, because it can feel like no one will be able to love you or like want to touch your face or anything like that if you have acne. But I promise you, someone who really likes you is going to see it, not even see past that. It's just not, it's not, they're not going to see your acne. They're seeing you. They're seeing all the beauty that you come with. And I promise you, acne will not be a second thought to them, you know? And then you really know this person really is truly here for me. And I've been in relationships where my skin's been perfectly clear, and then I start breaking out later, and like, it does not affect how that person perceives you. So that's a tough one, but I promise you, whoever said that has their own insecurities that they're dealing with, and they're just using hate and hurtful comments to try and mask what they're dealing with, unfortunately. Wow. Whew. I feel like that is enough unsolicited advice for probably the whole year of 2023. Well, I hope that this year is filled with as little unsolicited advice as it can be for all of you. But of course, we cannot stop people from giving these comments. And if you do get comments like these that maybe hurt you, or you feel affected by them, or you feel yourself shutting down from them, I just advise you to kind of take a step back and evaluate and be like, is this person educated on this topic, or are they just kind of running their mouth and speaking? If so, can I educate them? If I can't educate them, can I just tell them how I feel about it? If there's someone close to me that I will be interacting with on a daily basis, if it's a stranger on the street, go about your day, because they will be too, and it does not matter. They're going to forget about it in 5 minutes. You should as well. It's whatever. But if it's someone close to you, I would, have those conversations, be honest about how you're feeling, and just educate, and just fake it till you make it with your confidence. I promise the more you do that, the more actually confident you will feel from the inside out. And then these comments will just bounce right off of you and mean nothing. So it's a slow and steady process. It doesn't happen overnight, but you can absolutely do it, and it will get better, and you will become stronger. And I want you this year, and just maybe one step today, tell yourself something you love about your skin in the comments. Take that first step, and take that first step to being your most confident, positive, loving self that you can be. Oh, wow. I can't believe I've been sitting here an hour talking, and the fact that I'm I could go for 5 more hours. This is why I wanted to start a podcast, because I feel like I could literally talk, especially to you guys, about these topics forever, because I get really into it, and I just have so much to say. But I think we have to call it a close for episode 1 of Loud Talk with Lavi. This was so much fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I cannot wait for more episodes in the future. We're going to discuss so many topics here. And of course, if you have any ideas for me, leave them down below in the comments, because this podcast is a safe space for you and me to just have a good time and hang out and chill. So thank you for joining me today. Thanks for submitting your unsolicited advice so that I could go through this episode and giving me that content to kind of shuffle through. I really enjoyed this, and I'm honestly so excited to sit down and film another podcast for the next episode. So thank you so much for all of your support. Thank you for listening to episode 1 of Loud Talk with Lavi. I'm so happy to have you here, and I cannot wait for just more filming of this. I'm actually super excited about this project, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. Make sure to catch us on Apple, Spotify, subscribe to the YouTube channel, all at Loud Talk with Lavi. Check out the Instagram and the TikTok for the short versions of this content. If you want to see the highlight snapshots, I will have them posted there. But yeah, I guess I'm going to wrap this up here. Hope you're having a great day or night whenever you're listening or watching on YouTube. I love you all so, so much. Thank you for all your endless support. And yeah, don't forget to just be loud in this crazy world and just let your light shine. Okay, love you guys. Bye.